listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Here, privileged session. Management of the first field is ID PSM server. First one is PSM server, that is the PSM ID. In real time, we may install multiple PSM servers. In case if you want to send connections, particular accounts to specific PSM, then you need to put that specific PSM ID in the ID field. Just open one more new tab and just duplicate this tab from duplicate. Now click on Go to Administration Options. Configure Options. Configuration option. Click on that. Again, click on Options. Now expand Privileged Session Management. Expand that. Expand Configured PSM Servers. Here you can see PSM ID. On the hand side, you can see ID PSM server and name. PSM server on WinV something something. That component server name. Whenever if you install any PSM server, your one PSM ID will be created under Configured PSM Servers. In case you want to map specific PSM to specific platform, we can copy this ID and paste it in the platform under Privileged Session Management Configuration page. In real time, we have PSM under Load Balancing. What you will do in real time, just click on the Configured PSM Servers. On the left-hand side pane, click Add PSM Server. Click on Add PSM Server. Here you need to turn the hand side. You need to put an ID like PSMLB means load balancer. Just PSMLB. Do one thing. No need to create a new one. Just to copy paste the old one. Just to delete the PSM server. That will be easy. If you create new one, we need to put all the details manually again. Delete that. Just click copy and click on the configured PSM servers and paste. Now change that name, PSM server. On the side, change that name PSM. Now PSM will be. Click on that. That is, this is lab. But in real time, you can give the name like PSM servers under and. Now expand server on the hand side. You have an address. Here you need to configure your PSMLB load balancer IP or load balancer name. Whenever if you create an ID like PSMLB or load balancer ID, you need to map this ID to platform level. Then all the connections will go through that load balancer, and the load balancer will distribute the load to respect to PSM, which are configured under that load balancer. And in case if you want to restrict the connections, need to go to specific PSM, then you can give that specific PSM ID at the platform level. Now click on cancel and go back to first attempt. In case if you have any doubts, just ask me now about this. I will clarify. How do we configure a different platform with a different PSM? Maybe in this case, we are using the platform domain account as one of the platforms. And I want to use PSM, maybe say LB, as the targeted PSM server for this platform. Just copy that PSM LB ID and paste on the hand side ID place in the platform level. I just have to take up this PSM ID, not the IP, the name, this PSML, and go back to your platform and paste under ID field. On the hand side, you have an ID. Just paste and apply. That's it. And likewise, if it is at the VIP, we just do the VIP IP only. Or how is it? You need to create one ID, PSM ID, under the configuration servers in option. And you need to change your VIP IP in the address field. Go back. Now select the server and PSM AB. You have a server parameter. On the hand side, you have an address. In case if it is a VIP, you need to change the type of VIP or VIP name. But do we need to give the server names of all the VIPs, or maybe the servers which are behind the VIP, or just the VIP name should be good enough? The VIP name or VIP IP is enough. Because at the network load balancer side, the network team will configure that VIP. And behind VIP, they will configure our PSM server. We need to put all the server names under configuration options. Just we need to give that LBIP. Go to the platform settings again. First tab. Apart from that, in case if you want to change the recording safe to different recording safe, you need to change and give that name. Powered options PSM recording safe. By default, it is PSM recordings. In case if you want to store this particular platform account recordings to different safe, then create one more safe and give that safe name here. That's it. Basically, if I were to have multiple platforms, then I could just duplicate the same and just come back and edit for a different PSM recording. And whenever the session is created, the safe will automatically create and all the recordings are saved there. Safe will not be created automatically. First, you need to manually create a safe and you need to give that name here. Because for the PSM recording, it didn't create in the first go until we made the connection. Default PSM recordings will be created after initiating the post session. But later onwards, in case, if you want to store that recording to different safe, you need to create manually and then change the safe name here. Apart from that, below are default values only. No need to change all those stuff. Now expand connection components. Expand that. Here you can see PSM RDP. In case, if you go to the user2 account, under that drop down you can see only one connection component, that is RDP. Duplicate one more tab. I will tell you. And click on that user2 account. 2. Because user2 is platform domain account platform. Now click on that. Here we can see only RDP as the connection component. In case, if you want to map multiple connection components to this platform, then we need to add that connection component name at the platform level. Now go to second tab. Expand connection components. About the privileged session management, you have a connection components tree. Expand that. Scroll to bottom. We can see one PSM Wigner CP. Select that. Just for your knowledge purpose, I am trying to add this PSM Wigner CP at platform level. Copy the ID, Wigner CP. Go to First tab. Click on the connection components. Add connection component. And paste that ID on the hand side text field. On the hand side, you have an ID star mandatory. Paste now, apply. Click on. Now go back to your account once and click on that one. You can see an SP also. That is connection component. Select that PSM Wigner CP and click on connect once. It will at least launch that Wigner CP launcher. But it will not connect to the target because Wigner CP is used for connecting from Windows to Linux, for transferring files and all those stuff. But at least it will launch that Wigner CP tool. But it will not establish any connection to the target because here we have some not proper connection. Click on our details. Start your PSM service and then click on connect again. Now again launch. Cancel. That's fine. Map. It just gave a deal error. You want to see again. It came out. At least it will launch that Wigner CP tool. But it will not establish a connection to the target because here target is AD server. Here there is no proper configuration. It will not connect to the target, that's it. Click on and cancel that. Like this, we can add multiple connection components at the table. But if you want to establish a session to the target, that connection component need to be configured properly. And then with this, we should be able to do the SAS onboarding as well. SAS means which application, any generic application which could be SAS. If you go to the connection components on the second tab, here you can see multiple connection component names. Only you can map these connection components at platform level and you can launch using with. I mean, if you configure properly these connection components you can launch using that accounts. For example, if you want to configure SMSS SQL Server Management Studio and expand the SMSS SQL Server Management Studio. Expand that tree on the left hand side. Target setting. Expand or click on the top. Here you can see we have a dispatcher. PSM components, folder MSS SQL Management Studio, Windows Authentication Displays Rex. For that, and the client app is SMM6. For this, you need to install this SMSX in your PSM server. You need to install that application in the PSM server, and then somewhere you can use that path also. I mean that installation path C, program file SQL server, something. That either we need to give that in the file or in the connection component. All the settings need to be configured properly. Then if you map this connection component at platform level, that account will be able to launch that connection. I mean that tool. Say my PSM A. In case you want to launch any PBWA Chrome browser. Same kind of PBWA if you want to launch through PBWA. Means if you want to onboard your administrator account and if you want to rotate the password of that Vault administrator account. And if you want to connect that administrator account, but if you want to launch that private client or PBWA through administrator account, to onboard that account into Cyber, then we need to use that connection component PSM PBWA 10 and PSM private client. And these two are the connection components and the platform which was provided by the CyberArk for onboarding administrator account is CyberArk Vault. If you go to your platforms and if you see that if you search for that platform name, you will be able to see that CyberArk Vault platform. There is already a predefined platform. You mean to say that there is already predefined platform for CyberArk Vault management. We just have to consume that. We have a predefined platform for onboarding our CyberArk internal users like administrator account also. If you go to that platforms, click on cancel. Either platform management or anything is fine. Search for just Vault, Ctrl F and Vault. You can see here only no need to search CyberArk Vault under Cisco router. Below Cisco router. This is the platform and the type is application. You need to duplicate this platform and just we need to modify it for our requirement, expand UI and workflow. Expand connection components and see any connection components mapped or not. Here we can see PS Server v10 and PSM private client. Sorry, in case if you want to give a try. In your free time, just duplicate that CyberArk Vault platform and rename it. And try to create one local account in the Vault. Don't try with administrator. Just create one more account like administrator one. I already have it, Vinay KTM, VDM. Just duplicate this platform and try to onboard that account into that particular platform. And try to rotate means try to trigger, verify change, and try to connect using this connection components. But for those accounts, we cannot have a reconciliation account because they are local to Cyber. In case if that password got expired or password is a verify is not happening, then you need to manually rotate. I mean you need to update the password in the private or client for that particular account and update the same in the PBWA. Maybe I'll try that. Go back to account. That's all about to end workflow. Under connection components, we can add multiple connection components as per our requirements. Again, that platforms also for different device types. We have a different platforms. In case if you're onboarding Oracle accounts or SQL accounts, we have a different platform for that. You need to duplicate that respective platform and you need to modify it. That is all about platform management. Now we'll go to master policy. Keep on policies. I will come from bottom onwards. Expand audit. First one is activities audit retention period, by default 90 days. What is activities audit retention period? Means for everything there is an activity log. Whenever, if you store a password or retrieve a password or connect or disconnect, whatever activity you have performed at platform level or master policy level, for everything there is an activity recorded in the vault. That activities audit retention period is 90 days by default. Every activity will be stored in the vault for 90 days. And after coming to 91st days, that first day activity will be deleted automatically. In case if you want to put any specific platform value to some 180 days, then you need to add that platform as an exception. Just select that activities audit retention period. You have a add exception button. Click on that and it will select. It will show all the platform names. In case if you put any specific platform, just select the one platform name and you can see how to add the value. Also just select any platform and click on next here. It will ask for value by default to 90. If you want to change it to 180 or 360, you can change that value. Finish that. By default it is 90 and this 90 value is applicable for all platforms. Here there is no exception. In case if you want to change this 90 to 180, then you need to click on edit settings and change the value to 180. That's it. Now expand session management. Is there any report to be a download of all the policies too? The report may be the policy rules. Yep, we can download the activities log. I will cover the part in the reports class. I will take one separate class for reports. What kind of reports we can pull from PBDeview? What kind of reports we can pull through Private Earth client? At that moment, I will show you how to download activity reports and what are all the activities will be covered in that report. Under session management, we have two policies. First one is required privilege, session monitoring, and isolation. If you enable this policy, then only that connection will go through PSM. In case if you are inactivate this policy, then there is no use of PSM, there is no session isolation and monitoring. In case if you want to put any specific platform under exception, then again click on add exception and select that platform and click on finish. That's it. The accounts which were onboarded on that platform, those account connections will not be go through PSM. But in what instance? We would be using that in any scenario which you have seen. No, but in case if you want to store only passwords that and you just want to retrieve the passwords for particular accounts, then you can put that platform under exception. They will not connect to any account. Just they will retrieve whenever required. Those kind of platforms we can put under this. Exactly the isolation to buy these policies. We know that PSM session and session monitoring what isolation will operations will. Here isolation means your session will initiate to PSM and from PSM to target session will be initiated. That is the isolation. Your session will not go directly to the target. Here PSM is a kind of security. No one can enter into PSM server and no one can hack that session. That kind of isolation will provide PSM server. What exactly we do in isolation means we do our security operations analyzing all the security compliances in the isolation part only. I thought maybe some services of isolation the user can do or perform any operations on it. No. Here session isolation, not any activity or command. Isolation, only session isolation. Is there any ready platform available just for the passwords only? No. We'll have to maybe duplicate and delete everything and no need to delete. Just you can delete that connection components which are available under that platform. Great. And that's it? That's enough. That's what you delete the connection components and user will not be able to see that connect button itself. Means that connect button will be grayed out in the drop down. There is no connection component. At the save configuration, we just have to give the members for retrieve password. Correct? For that end user who required that password retrieval access, you need to provide that retrieve access safely for those members. But is it possible that I can use it only for the password management, only CyberArk, apart from this on a different platform? I'm saying you mean to say it means password rotation is a user. Mohammed is a user. If I log into my account and I have certain set of different privileged accounts, which is not on board to CyberArk, but it is used for operations. Once I correct to CyberArk, maybe say like that. At that point in time, can I use it only for the password management? We can use only password rotation need to be happened, but that end user will not be able to connect to the CyberArk. We can use that. We can like that also. At least what we are achieving means, as per organization policy, we are rotating the password at regular intervals. Correct? But anyway, that password got exposed to end user. This kind of requirement will come into picture only for critical business applications, not for all. In my client environment, I can see one SAP application. They have some critical business servers are there. For those, they will retrieve the password. And whenever they will retrieve, for every 3 months or 6 months, they will do some kind of activity inside their servers. Whenever they retrieve those passwords immediately before that activity, only they will inform to cyber acting. At that change time period, our cyber team will also be available. Once they retrieve, once the retreat happened and they have completed their activity immediately, cyber team will rotate that back passwords. Then once we rotate that password, then no one will know that password, new password. Again, if they retrieve any time, if they retrieve, then the audit team will check that activity every day or every week like that. Then immediately they will raise a question to that. You have retrieved the password and password rotation not happened. What is the change in all those monitoring kind of thing? You said that the moment I was trying to say connect any one of the accounts. It did prompt me for a reason. Something like this. Even for connect, how do we enable it? Is it again on the platform level itself? No, master force. I will cover one. I will complete this. Simple thing. You have a require user to specify region for access. Last one in this. Here, it is active only, but it is not asking for connect. Click on Edit Settings. You just require users to specify region for access. Basically, I don't know, we use it for protection. And it's fine. Both places it gets. But it is only asking for retrieval, not for connect. Connect We see that once we enable that, and for checking the exclusive access, and basically I will go through. Basically, you were the first question. Then it should help for both the retreat and the kind of also means we'll ask for a reason for both the actions. We'll see that. Next one is a record and system as a sales session activity. This policy is active by default. In case, if it is active, then session recordings will not be recorded and those sessions will not be stored in the world. In case, if you don't want to record any specific platforms, then you need to put those platforms in exception. Put those platforms in access and select inactive. Then for that particular platform, whenever the end user connect to any target, then those recordings will not be recorded. And session activity, record and save session activity. In case, if you don't want to record any specific account sessions, then you need to put that platform in exception and select inactive. Then those accounts connections will not be recorded and will not be stored in the world. Adding exception is again on the platform level itself. In master policy, you need to put exceptions only for platforms. Under master, see any exception you can put for platform source. Next, password management. Under password management, you have two policies. One is the required password change every 7 access. The value is 90 and the required password verification and the extents value is 7. Password change will be happen on all the accounts for every 90 days. But at platform level you have a value. Head start interval 5. 90 minus 5 for every 85 days. Passwords need to be changed automatically by the CPM for all the accounts. In case, if the connection is successful and there is no issues. In case, if there is any issues, then that password change will be failed. And you can see those accounts and the failed accounts, that red color accounts. The password. Sorry to interrupt. The password will be changed automatically. We have the user will change itself after 90 days. The password will be changed automatically by the CPM. How it's going to be able? Validate. Like the password got changed. Do we get any notification? Sort of the change has a specific services that if the password change got failed, then you will get email notification in case if you configure MNTP. The password change got successful, then there are in case. If the password change got successful, then we will not get any notification. Just in case, if you want to see when the password has rotated or whether the password change has successful or not, just go to that specific account. And if you click on versions, you can see all the versions and the date when it got changed. This password policy is like an example of the 90 days the password has changed. What algorithms do we? Do we know any idea how this password change and in which algorithms it's following and what standard? For the PSM security is the CPM. See, as I told you, using some LMA command, CPM will do this password change or password verification. Yes. Using that command, CPM will log in target or CPM will initiate this password change verification process. What are the ports? 132.045. Basically, Cyber recommends to use 132.39.445. But in organization M35 is a secured port. This networking will deny to allow that port. In case if you have 139 and 445 open from CPM to Windows targets, those are enough for rotating the passwords for Linux 22. Like that in case if you want to rotate a directory accounts, passwords or some databases. Again 1521 is the database port number for Oracle and for SQL. Again different port number like that. And no need to store all these things. If you want, I will provide the link. There we have a specific table for file. For the next to do. In case if you want to change this value to some 10 days or 5 days, just click on edit settings and you need to update the value and close that. These values will be applicable for all platforms. These are at a global level. In case if you want to rotate the password for a specific platforms or every some X days, then you need to put the platform under exception and give the value as per your requirement. At that particular time period, the CPM will rotate the passwords for those specific platforms. In the same way for verification also. By default, every 7 days, password will be verified by CPM whether it is in sync or not. In case, if you want to change this value to some 2 days or 1 day or 3 days, you can change that for your requirement. And if you want to put any platform under exception, then you can configure that platform also under those exceptions and change that value. This is all about password management. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@upptalk.com.